Hey guys, how's everyone doing? It's Sylwia here. In today's video, I wanted to go over my Colourpop eyeshadow collection. So the idea of this video came out of plain curiosity. I was looking at my eyeshadow palette collection and I was like wondering how many Colourpop eyeshadow palettes I actually own. And it's kind of weird because I really thought I had many more, but still I counted 11. So I feel like it's still a lot, but looking at their constant releases, I feel like I'm not even close to whatever they were offering throughout the years. But anywho, I wanted to go over every single one of them and kind of just discuss with you what I like, what I didn't like about them. And I would love to know your opinion about your favorite Colourpop eyeshadow palettes as well. So anywho, let's start with the eyeshadow palettes that I have. And I'm going to start with the least favorite one. So the least favorite eyeshadow palette I have from Colourpop is the Aura and Out. And it was part of their Pastel collection that came out, I believe it was spring, summer. You guys cannot, you can't ask me for any dates. I literally, I have a mom brain. I never know what day of the week we're having, you know. So anywho, so this was an eyeshadow palette, actually the entire Pastel collection. I was very excited about. It was so pretty. The shades were so pretty. And since I didn't have any colorful eyeshadows like that in my collection, I ended up getting this one. And maybe it's because of the greens, like the pastel greens in it. I just don't really reach out for it at all. Not really, maybe a few times. I mean, I do like it. I do like having it in my collection because you never know when you're gonna need one. You know, a pastel green or a, especially this like pretty glitter. It looks like snow. Literally, it looks like a pretty little snowflakes. So when I looked at all of my eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop, this one definitely ends up being on the last spot, and I think it's because the greens, the pastels, it's cute. I will probably use it maybe next spring, but it's nothing like that I'm super excited about when I see it, you know? And the next eyeshadow palette, now we're gonna go from down to the top, is the In a Trance. So that's another from the Pastel release. I like this one a little bit more because of the purples and blues and the pinks. And I personally love purples, and it's kind of funny because whenever I open up a colorful eyeshadow palette and I'm like, okay, this time I'm gonna go for something colorful, like I always end up with like pink purple or like blue purple. It's kind of funny. But anywho, this is actually a pretty eyeshadow palette, but because it's, you know, all pastel, it's not super wearable. It's not something I can pull off every single day. That's why it's at the end of my list. So I wanted to get the Blue Moon since they first came out with this eyeshadow palette, and the reason is because I don't have any blues like this in my eyeshadow palette collection, and I wanted to incorporate this color in more of my makeup looks. So I did get it. It's cute. Yeah, it's a nice eyeshadow palette, and like I said, I do like these mini eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop because they are affordable. They're, I think, $12, right? 12, 14, something like that. And it's like I rarely hit a pan in an eyeshadow palette, and the reason is because I have so many, so I don't mind trying more shades, even if, you know, if I have less of them, if that makes sense. So the next eyeshadow palette I have here is the Sweet Talk, and this was beautiful eyeshadow palette that I fell in love instantly when I saw it on the website. Look at those peach, like orangey shades, so pretty. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this is like the perfect eyeshadow palette for the spring, and I use it. I love it. And so the next eyeshadow palette I have here is actually one of my favorite ones, and it's called Good Sport. And I know it's not available anymore, and I think I already mentioned it in my eyeshadow palette collection that it's such a shame because it's such a cute eyeshadow palette, especially like for fall and winter. You get those purples, those gold shades, I mean pretty neutral mattes. I really like it, and I love anything leopard print, so this one was one of my favorite, like the most loved eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop, but I'm not sure why it's not available. Honestly, they switch things up constantly, so probably that's why. So there's one eyeshadow palette that I'm absolutely still in love. Whenever I open it, I'm just like, oh, this is so pretty. And I don't know why it did not end up on my number ones, but just because it's not like super wearable whenever I compare the other eyeshadow palettes that I have from Colourpop. But this one is such a stunner, and it's my pleasure. And oh my goodness, it's like a berry purple eyeshadow palette, so pretty. All these shimmers are so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I don't know, whenever I look at it, I'm just like, you know, it's just so pretty. So anyways, this one is, I would say, number one out of all these that I just mentioned to you guys, but still it's not number one because I do have a few more that I want to talk to you guys about. So as we go higher, I had to include my newest purchase from Colourpop, which is the Fade Into Hue eyeshadow palette. Because you guys, oh, look at it. It is a one happy eyeshadow palette. Like if you're sad, I just highly recommend you opening it and just looking at it, and it just, I feel like it puts a smile on your face when you look at all these happy shades, you know? The glitters are really pretty. I know a lot of people don't like glitters. I really do not mind them. And yeah, we have some mattes. We have some mattes with that like little sparkles in it. And then but overall it's such a pretty eyeshadow palette, and you know, you do get a lot of different shades, and it's still pretty compact and pretty lightweight, so it's really easy to travel with. So this one is definitely a must-have if you like colorful eyeshadow. It was really hard for me to pick my top 3 eyeshadows, like, because all of these 3 eyeshadow palettes I really like. So I just want to let you guys know that all these 3 are my favorites, and there isn't really much difference between like which one is like number 1. Oh my goodness. So the first one is the that's Taupe, and that's the cool tone eyeshadow palette, and I loved the entire collection. I thought it was really cute, and I really like this eyeshadow palette. So that's Taupe definitely lands on my top eyeshadow palettes from Colourpop. It was one of these releases that I just really liked everything about it. The packaging, you know, the shades. I got a highlighter, and I also have the single eyeshadows from it. Overall, it's beautiful eyeshadow palette, very wearable, still not boring, and so yeah, I really like it, and I think I'm gonna get the bigger one. I forgot the name of it, but the one that comes also with the cool tone eyeshadows. I know it's sold out right now on Colourpop website, but I really hope they will bring it back soon. So now the top 2 guys, I really thought hard about it. It was a tough decision, so they're kind of like equal, if that makes sense. So let's just say that number 2 is the At Forest Sight, and that's the collab with Raw Christie Beauty. And I love every single eyeshadow in this eyeshadow palette. It reminds me a lot of the Subculture by Anastasia, and I remember being so excited about the Subculture when it first came out, and I got it, but the formula is just so difficult to work with. So whenever I got this one, it just gave me the biggest vibes, and the quality is beautiful, and yeah, it's just super cute. And you know, the mustard yellow is so pretty. The matte, you know, they all show up on the eyes beautifully, and the packaging, the art, the cover art is so pretty. I love this collab for sure. So that's my number 2. And then my number 1 is, yes, you guys, Hocus Pocus. I know, I'm not, you know, not everyone is a fan of the movie, but I love it. I'm a huge fan, and not only I'm a huge fan of the movie, but I did like this eyeshadow palette. So initially when they published the shades, I was like, well, it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of boring. They probably could be a little bit more creative with it, because I feel like there was, you know, the potential was there. But as I started using it more like for everyday wear, I realized how actually wearable this eyeshadow palette is, and I don't know, I just love it. I like reaching out for it. I think the packaging is really cute. It's really pretty. The only thing I will tell you guys is that I really hoped it would be a bigger eyeshadow palette. I don't know why. It just seems like it would be such a cute, like a huge palette with like more shades. Like even something like the Fade Into Hue one. So let me just compare. Like, I really wish the Hocus Pocus would come in this size with that many eyeshadows, or maybe a little bit less, but you know what I mean? But overall, I really like it, and like I said initially, I was like, you know, okay, whatever, nothing too crazy about it. But then as I started using it, I noticed that you know, that I was actually reaching out for it quite often, and because of the neutrals and the pretty shimmers and the formula, the cute packaging. I feel like this eyeshadow palette is my number one as of right now. My number one favorite Colourpop release. Although it's kind of hard to tell because probably I missed out on like at least 20 different eyeshadow palettes that they came out with. Yeah, I don't get every single one from Colourpop because I feel like I would just go broke because almost every single release is cute, even though it's quite similar, but it's really cute. They are killing it. Yeah. So this was my entire Colourpop collection as of right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, have a great day. Take care. Bye.